Time to get going with our international news review. Steve Okun joining us yet again today. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks. And, you didn't get to my question to the Speaker of Parliament, which is, when can we get our softball fields back for the Singapore Slow Pitch Softball League? That's what I want.
Oh, there you go.
There's your first world question right there. First world problems from Mr. Steve Okun. A niche sport, a niche American sport, softball. Let's get it back.
All right, Steve, let's get started. We got lots to talk about today. And let's start generally with the big sporting events coming back to Singapore. This is a great story, your softball league notwithstanding, for Singapore, not just for people who love sport, but for the ecosystem of all the people that it supports, the vendors and all of everybody.
Well, Glenn, it's not only the sports is coming back, everything is coming back. I mean, Singapore is chock-a-block, and it's going to be sports, it's going to be concerts, it's going to be business conferences and events, and it's so great to see such two English Premier League teams coming here. But you're going to start seeing the concerts coming. You're going to see, as I say, business events. I'm the senior advisor for the Global Private Capital Association. We're trying to schedule an event towards the end of September. We can't find a date where we're not going to conflict with something. Wow. Everything is happening here. And it's not just what's always happened here before. It's what's coming here from Hong Kong, too. And it's really making this place going to be very vibrant.
That's a key point, isn't it, Steve? It's really gone from 0 to 60. I mean, to use that F1 analogy, it feels like the car on the starting grid, and it's just accelerated. I was talking to someone this week from an event management company, and they have literally turned from can they pay their own staff to I don't have enough hours in the day to take on all the projects I'm now being offered. So I suppose, Steve, it's a very happy problem to have in the coming weeks and months.
Not if you're trying to organize a conference. It's not a happy.
Well, that aside, I had a softball league. Lest we forget.
But think about and again in the Hong Kong piece, because if you look at the two biggest private equity conferences in Asia historically have always been in Hong Kong. One called Super Returns, one the Asia Venture Capital Journal hosted conference. Both of those are going to be in Singapore this year. Look at concerts, right, that are going to start to come back and look at what's happened. Like China has a list of 88 performers who are banned from China. Now, that didn't mean Katy Perry, who's banned in China, couldn't play Hong Kong. Lady Gaga, who's banned in China. Jay-Z, who's banned in China, couldn't play Hong Kong. But they may not be able to play Hong Kong anymore because of what China has done in terms of bringing Hong Kong into the PRC much more directly. You're going to see those big names only coming here. And maybe they're going to play some shows here that they wouldn't have otherwise, or maybe they'll add a second show here and people will have to come here to see them because they won't be able to play Hong Kong. So everything is working in Singapore's favor. How Singapore has handled COVID, the way it has moved into the endemic era, the way it is opening up, and it's also geopolitics are moving in Singapore's favor as well.
We saw that, Steve, even years before the pandemic hit, which was this idea of doing big groups doing 2 shows or maybe more, and then having packages, incentive packages for folks to come in from Malaysia, from Indonesia, come for the weekend, see the show, stay at, one of the big hotels and have meals and do all that sort of stuff. So I think that is going to be a model going forward as Singapore relaxes its COVID requirements, but also really make this the place where you can do 2 or 3 nights at a 55,000 seat stadium for a major stadium concert. And
Glenn, and you've got F1 at that anchor, right, for that week, and then you've got Temasek has a large conference in front of that. Then the Milken Institute comes on in front of that. Now you're seeing other conferences come in front of Milken, and you get people who might have come in for just the F1. Now maybe they'll stay for a week, and so you're seeing this in sports. You're seeing it, I think, I know you're seeing it in business. You're going to see it in sports. You're going to see it in other forms of entertainment, and it's all upside except for those of us who are trying to get a venue those weeks. It's tough and expensive if you can get.
I will speak to Tan Chuan Jin about your softball league. Don't panic.
Hey, Neil, But just say we have Singapore national team players who have won the SEA Games on my team, and you can see where I rank in terms of talent. On
There
this
you
team.
go.
So it's
Well,
not just some niche American sport, Neil. Singapore.
No, it's a SEA Games winning sport. I sit corrected.
And I'm sure the Speaker of Parliament has nothing more important to do than to get that one sorted for you. Okay.